This is the Flathead Valley Sports Haven, a brand new segment where I focus on current and former Flathead Valley area players, coaches, and sports figures highlighting the best athletics the Valley has to offer. I'm your host, Cole Havens, and today in studio I have head coach of the Whitefish High School boys soccer team with me, Eric Sawtelle. Coach, first and foremost, how about thanks for coming on here with me?
Hey, thank you, Cole. Great to be here, and yeah, happy to chat.
Well, let's get right into it. Obviously, the Whitefish High School boys soccer team on another really good run. I want to touch on that, and then we'll kind of get into your history and how you came here. But talk to me about just this season in general and kind of what's made this season as special as it has.
Well, it's we have a big group of seniors. We have a big group of seniors and juniors really this year. So it's made it a special season for that, in that we have a lot of ambition in our squad. We have a lot of really talented players, and we have a lot of depth. So it's been a really fun group to work with. We can bring in many players off the bench, and the quality doesn't really drop down, and we can keep a high intensity throughout the game.
How about taking me through kind of jumping into the head coach of Whitefish? Obviously, Whitefish soccer has been historically very good, going back to even the days that I was here at the soccer team, then coached by O'Brien Bird. But I mean, you're the third head coach in what, 20 years? Talk to me about kind of that pressure.
Well, yeah, I don't feel a ton of pressure. It's an exciting thing to be a part of. I feel honored to be part of it. I had the chance to work with Coach Lacey for a couple of years before I stepped into head coach. So got to know the program really well, got to know the boys well. This group of seniors I've been with since they've been freshmen, so that also makes this a pretty special year for us. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Well, before we get too much into that, let's go into kind of talk to me about who you are. I see here you're originally from California. Correct me if I'm wrong. Earned a bachelor's degree at Cal Poly. Strong background in field science and outdoor education. Take me through what drew you to the Flathead Valley. What brought you to Montana?
Yeah, while I was in college, I spent a lot of time in the outdoors, studying field science, as you said, and that also brought me to climbing mountains and running rivers. And so, if you're doing that kind of thing, you definitely spend time in Montana. And when I graduated college, I spent time in Alaska and kind of bounced around. And my first time coming to Whitefish was, I believe, in 2000. I was living in Missoula at the time, and came through Whitefish to visit some friends from Alaska. It was, winter day, just like dumping snow, head high banks of snow on the side of the roads. And I was like, wow, this is a magical place. So, Whitefish was always in my mind as it would be a great place to end up, and feel really lucky to be here.
You ski or you border, get up to Whitefish Mountain Resort, or I guess it's Big Mountain, I should say, to
Yeah.
all the locals.
Yeah. Yeah. Ski as much as we can. And yeah, I love the winter time up here.
Perfect. Well, how about before you came here to Whitefish, you spent some time over at Kalispell, over at Flathead. Was that what got you into coaching, or was coaching something you had done before starting at Flathead?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up playing soccer. It's a huge part of my life. Played soccer tournaments. That was our family vacations. And so when I started teaching, I figured coaching was just part of the deal. It's a great way to connect with kids, great way to connect with students, and so many life lessons to be learned through the game of soccer. So it was something that I was really interested in. And yeah, right when I started in Kalispell, I started coaching, starting at the freshman team level, then went up to assistant coach, and then was eventually the head coach for a couple of years before I left.
How about take me through that time at Flathead? What did you really learn, and how did that maybe shape you into becoming head coach here at Whitefish?
Well, similar to Whitefish, Flathead at that time was a really strong program and had a really strong tradition, and high expectations every year. We expected to be competing for a state championship, just like here in Whitefish. So, that work ethic and those high expectations were definitely part of coaching there, and just like they are coaching here.
How about here at Whitefish? Obviously, we're sitting in the greenhouse here at Whitefish. I know this is fairly new here. You took on leadership of the Free Flow Outdoor Science Club. Take me into more of that. What does that entail, and how special is it to, again, I know being a coach, being in sports is awesome, but doing something like that to maybe better the earth in general, that's got to be something pretty close to your heart too, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like I have the best job in the world many days because I get to, coach soccer and then do all these outdoor adventures with students. Yeah, when I was in high school, we had a similar club that just was super influential in my life, as was soccer. And so that was also a thing when I got into teaching. I thought that, doing some outdoor science stuff with students would be a really great thing to do. And when I was at Flathead High School, we started we called it the Adventure Club there. And when I transferred up to Whitefish, the Free Flow Club, which was running concurrently with the Adventure Club down in Kalispell, Chris Rufato was running it at the time, and when he retired, I was able to slide in and take it over, and it's just been a really great experience. We take kids on multi-day to week-long rafting trips, and backpacking trips into the canyons, and do backcountry skiing stuff, and it's all related to outdoor science and adventure, and teaching kids how to explore the world in a safe way, and have some great experiences.
That's awesome. And you were also recognized for the Chris Rufato Excellence in Education Award for Creative Science Education, correct?
Yeah, that was given to me by the Whitefish Lake Institute. That was very kind of them. Yeah, again, it's a humbling experience to just be part of this great community and all these students, and the things that we're able to do is amazing.
Well, going more into the soccer side of things now here. Again, you've already said you were involved with Whitefish boys soccer program for about 3 years before becoming the head coach a couple of years ago. Took over for longtime coach John Lacey, who had led the team to a perfect 15-0 record in 2023. And then you step into the program and again, rich history, 10 plus state championships in boys soccer, and you get all the way to the championship last year in your first year at the helm and lose a nail biter. Take me through what that first year was like, and maybe what you learned and what you've been able to momentum wise bring into year two here.
Yeah, the first year was fantastic. We had a small group of seniors, but a really strong, influential group of seniors that really just helped push the team to high levels. And each year, I have to say, I'm amazed by the level of dedication of our seniors and how much they want it. Being part of this program, I think that gets ingrained in you that, as a group, we're not going to be given anything. We have to work hard and earn it. And that passion and desire we see on the pitch, and it's just an amazing thing. Um, and yeah, last year the playoff round was just really intense. We had, two really intense games to get to the finals, and we were able to get to the finals. Felt like we played really well, and we were right in the mix. And sometimes the game of soccer can be brutal, and at the last minute, we ended up losing that game. But we want to carry that into this year and use that as fuel for the fire to push ourselves as a group to get back in that opportunity and that experience again, because it's super powerful.
We hear it in sports all the time. You want to be peaking at just the right time, right? You want to be at at your best at just the right time. It seems like this team is kind of hitting that point right now. Take me through so far this playoff run. Big win against Big Fork, 3-1. You shut out Hamilton last Saturday. Is this team hitting their stride right at the right time?
Yeah, I sure hope so. I think that this team is capable of great things. I really do. We learned some tough lessons right at the end of the season this year. Ideally, we learned those lessons earlier, but credit to the boys. We've taken those lessons and really applied some solutions to the last couple matches, and I think it's really shown that we've progressed a lot and are back on track. We're playing really confident and composed, and playing some really great soccer.
Maybe this is a rhetorical question. You've probably heard it a ton as a coach, but did you expect this team to be right here? Was this something where on the calendar at the beginning of the year, you went as a coach, maybe as a staff, and went, hey, this is right where we're going to be. This is right where we want to be. We know we have what it takes to be here.
Well, yeah, I knew that we had a squad capable of doing this, and absolutely every year we expect to be here. We're Whitefish Soccer. We
Maybe
work.
a dumb question on my part.
uh, it's just we have those expectations. We're never going to let those go. We're going to work super hard in the off season to get here every year, and this is the result of that right now. Is that we're in a position to compete for at the semifinals and against a team. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough match, but we're going to be ready for it. And we want to earn another week together and if possible run in a state championship.
Yeah, this run, I mean, again, Big Fork, it seems like Big Fork and Whitefish in the last couple of years, regardless of sport, rivalries being formed between those two schools right now. Hamilton, we always know is good. Steve I, a team that you faced obviously last year, this might be one of the toughest tests you're going to have. What does this Steve I team present that makes them so good?
I think they're really physical and they'll play with a lot of energy and intensity. And they have some players that can hurt us from distance. They have some great ability to hit a long ball, a long shot, and our game against them last year in the semifinals was very, very intense. We won the game in extra time, off of a incredible shot by one of our players, and so they remember that just like we remember our loss in the finals. And I know that they're going to come here, wanting to give it everything they have.
Take me through being able to play these games at home. I know Whitefish sports in general and everyone here. You don't take that for granted. To be able to play on Smith Fields in front of your home crowd, be able to sleep in your own bed at night. What does it mean to be able to go through this playoff run on your home turf?
Oh, it's so huge. Our pitch is an amazing field to play on, and we love being here. We love our town. We love our supporters. We love being able to look out at the skyline and see Big Mountain in the distance, and the green and gold of the Bulldogs, and the trees in the background. And so yeah, it's huge. Yeah, we're very fortunate and very excited to be playing a semifinal match on our home game.
And then I want to also talk about the community aspect, the involvement of the fans of everything. It seems like I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the senior class this year, but it seems like at football games I've noticed packed houses. I've seen highlights and videos of your guys' soccer games bringing out tremendous crowds. What about the community backing and what it means to have the support right now through all this?
It's everything. It raises the level of the players. And I think the whole school district has done a great job in just promoting all the sports, and everybody's supporting all the sports. And that's something that we should be proud of as a community. And our boys are definitely reaping the benefits of that, and so will everybody else as we continue to support them too.
How about I know at this point in the season, X's and O's aren't necessarily something that you're focused on. Maybe as much you have your set plays, you have what you do well, you know what you don't do well. It feels like when you get to this point in the season, it's about more of that want. Who wants it more? How hungry are these seniors? Are these juniors? How hungry is this team right now?
I don't think they could be hungrier. Uh, yeah, I mean, in practice, everybody's locked in and laser focused, and I know they're going to be that way on Saturday as well.
And then again, would you have it under any other way to face Steve? It seems like again, this is a team you look back through brackets and recent memory of the last few years. It seems like these two teams are somewhat destined to meet almost every year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's some good soccer happening down the Bitterroot and southern end of the state, and so we're fired up and ready to see how it all plays out.
And then so semifinal game obviously on Saturday, 11 a.m. at Smith Fields. Playoff atmosphere and everything. What's something you these guys need to do, or what's something maybe the coaching staff needs to do? Give me a little anecdote into what has to happen for Whitefish Bulldogs to advance here.
We just need to stay composed, and we've been talking about all year staying within our own bubbles, what we can control, and we just need to keep laser focused on that. There's so many external variables and factors that'll come into play, and no matter what happens, we just need to stay focused and work together and play our game, and we should be successful.
And then I do want to talk about a couple of players here. One thing too, I just today Kyler Johnson being I'm naming him our Senate Zip Trip Player of the Week from the radio station. Swept basically Hamilton on his own with 3 goals. Had the 1 goal against or was it? Yeah, three
Three
goals
goals.
against Big Fork.
Yeah.
Had the one against Hamilton. Excuse me. Jack Ulrich, another guy who's really stepped up. It seems like take me through some of these guys that you have that have been here before that you can rely on here in these moments.
Yeah, it's Tyler's, senior year, same with Jack. Tyler's been an all-state player since his sophomore year, just incredibly talented player, and he's an individual that is really calm and humble as a human. But on the pitch, it's his canvas, it's his creative canvas. He gets out there and just gives it every single game, and he is often getting marked by at least two players and is getting fouled left and right. And he's just matured so much. He continues to improve every game, and the level that he's playing at right now is just incredible. He's capable of doing anything at any time, really. And Jacko, same thing. Like he's been to every single session we've had, in the off season, all spring, all summer. He's always just working, working, working. He's, the example of setting the bar in terms of being a captain and doing all the kind of things that nobody wants to do on the sidelines, but then also on the pitch, he's just going to give it every time.
It's and also in playoffs in any sport, you always hear about the brand name guys who are going to show up, but a lot of the times in playoffs, you look at whether it's professional sports, you look at high school, you look at collegiately, who's maybe that unsung hero, who's maybe that guy that's kind of off in the wings that you're maybe looking at that in your head you're going, hey, this could be a guy that's maybe a difference for us.
Oh man, when you ask that question, I see like 8 or 9 players popping in my mind, or more. That's the wonderful thing about this squad again is when I look at the bench, I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys could all be starting. We have 11 players on the pitch that are fantastic players, and another 10 on the bench that are also fantastic players, and anybody could step up at any moment to make something happen. And that, I think, is our collective strength, is that we can change the game a lot. We can move players around to different roles. And that's kind of what we've been toying with throughout the season to get to this point of, okay, we feel comfortable facing almost any opposition because we know that we can make a lot of adjustments and changes. And we know that so many players, whether they're a sophomore or a senior, can step up and make magic happen.
How about too, any time Whitefish steps onto the pitch, this is one of the most, again, winningest teams in Whitefish High School athletics, this soccer team. You guys always have a target on your back. Everyone you face, it's a state championship game for anyone who faces you. Talk to me about, again, coaching change a year ago, taking over, to be able to have that success and in a sense not miss a beat. What's it like to be kind of the hunted each and every game, and how do you guys kind of handle that?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely do, and we take the teams play really physically against us, and that just fuels our fire again. That's something that we all know, that being part of Whitefish soccer is a really special thing. But we have to earn it every day, all the time, and so we talk about that a lot in practice. Is Yeah, we do have a target on our backs, and we may not get the calls that we think we should get in moments of games, and that's okay. We just need to keep our heads down and again stay within our bubbles, stay within what we can control, and keep working hard, and we'll let our quality shine through, and hopefully the right result happens.
How about the pride to be able to put on that green and gold to be able to go out represent Whitefish here? Hopefully, one more time after this weekend as well. But just in general, to wear that green and gold, the pride that comes with that. What does that mean to you in this program?
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. Again, yeah, we don't take that lightly. When we step onto the pitch wearing green and gold, we're representing our community, we're representing our families, we're representing ourselves and all the work that we put into it for these seniors for 4 years. And just our collective force. We know that we're stronger together, and we're excited to step out there on Saturday wearing our green and gold, and looking forward to all the fans helping us achieve victory.
Whitefish versus Stevensville, 11 a.m. Class A semifinals, a chance to advance to the state title game on the line. It doesn't get any bigger than this. I know as a coach, as a player, it's these moments that you live for. So I know from everyone at B Broadcasting, everyone in the community, everyone's wishing you nothing but the best.
Thank you, Cole. Really appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. And make sure you catch Whitefish Bulldogs versus Steve I at 11 a.m. on Saturday. I'll have a recap to come later as well. Coach, wish you nothing but the best. I really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to join me here today. And good luck.
Thank you.